All right, hey everybody. Zach Burgess here with Endurance and Strength. We're here to talk about endurance and strength coaching, endurance sports, running, triathlon, and community, Santa Barbara community here in our local area here. My guest today is Leo Schumaker
Hi,
from
Zach.
Leo's Run Racing. Hey, Leo.
I think am I on? Yeah, I'm
You
on.
are
Of course
on.
I'm on. I know I'm
Yes.
on. Yeah, it's really great to have you here, Zach. I'm glad that you got the idea to do this. Now, what kind of people are you going to interview? Are you going to have athletes from all over?
Yeah, so I'm looking to have athletes from all over, professional athletes, professional coaches, race organizers, race directors, people involved in the local community, and as well as national racing committees and other events. So I'm hoping to capture some pro athletes, capture some pro coaches, hoping to capture some people from the Amgen Tour when they come into town. Um, Basically, just trying to capture people that want to talk about endurance and strength and how it relates to us and what we can learn from them. You have your own show called Leo's Running and Racing.
Yeah, I've had it for about 3 years now, and it's been a lot of fun. I've learned a lot, and I think that having a running show is so important because there are so many people running in this area. We're so lucky to have it.
Absolutely.
Did you run today?
I actually rode my bike up Gibraltar Road today.
And how many miles is that?
By the time I finished it, it was about 50 miles.
How do you feel?
I feel a little tired. I would bring coffee into the studio, but they don't allow drinks in your. I'm feeling it today, but I'm feeling strong. I'm training for Ironman France, and how about you? Did you run today? Did you get
Nice.
some?
That's nice.
Yeah,
France.
nice. Yeah, nice, nice and nice, nice and nice.
I'm going to run right after I get done with the show here. I'm going to go around Lagoon over here because we have such a great running venue here.
Yeah, yeah. I got some nice trails, some great trails.
Now, speaking of trails, Stellar Nights.
Hey, you're turning it back on me.
Yes.
Hey, yeah. All right. So, Stellar Nights. Yes. Thank you, anyone that's listening. Thank you for coming out for the last 6 weeks or last week, and all between races that you came out to. It was a huge success. Really happy to have everyone's involvement from the community. Just tons of support. Great to see friends come out of the woodworks to try a little 5K on the trails too. I'm sure we had some road runners that were feeling the trail life running. Yeah, fantastic event.
How many people showed up?
The last event I had 189 runners.
Now, like you say, you have turned people into trail runners now.
I hope so.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I personally love running trail, love running road. I love running anything, but there's not much in between, I guess, between road and trail, except for mud, I guess.
Tell us about the poison ivy.
Yeah,
Poison ivy.
the poison oak. I'm still, oh, yeah, I'm still dealing with it. I did a whole bunch of macheting the trail at Ealing's Park 2 weeks ago, and I was covered head to toe. Not head to toe. I was covered with clothing head to toe. I wore long sleeves. It was like noon. It was 80 degrees. I was sweating, but somehow I managed to still get poison oak across my entire stomach and then around my neck, which isn't as bad as the first time I got it from the park, but I'll survive. It was all worth it. I'll do it again.
Well, you got everybody ready for Night Moves. Night Moves is coming up, right?
That was the one thought that I had was I can't wait to hear about people having PRs at Night Moves, those who are doing Stellar Nights, because Stellar Nights is just such a different course, and some might say it's harder, which I think is just judged by intensity and what you want to push for. But Night Moves starts next Wednesday, May 1st, I believe it is, over at Ledbetter. And I just can't wait to hear about people having PRs from doing Stellar Nights and getting that training in, every Wednesday night, charging the hills. And I think it's going to be very cool to hear. Yeah, are you doing Night Moves? Are you going to be there?
I'll probably do the whole season. Now, I want to see how many people show up with your Stellar Nights t-shirt.
Oh, yeah. Well, I had 40 made. So yeah, I only had 40 made.
Well, thank you for giving me one.
Hey, yeah, absolutely.
I should have wore it.
Yeah, where is it?
Oh, man.
Tough crowd. Yeah, I'll be wearing my Stellar Nights shirt every week just because I have to roll that way. We're going to do another season of Stellar Nights in the fall, in September. Probably for another 6, 7, or maybe even 8 weeks until the clocks change, November 10th. So, but yeah, I'll be out there with Stellar Nights with my dog Luke, who has become a celebrity dog, celebrity dog, I guess.
Well, maybe. Yeah, he
Dog.
slept a lot. Yeah,
He slept a lot. Yeah, Luke will be there doing Night Moves. Actually, I'm trying to get Luke to swim the full Night Moves swim course.
with the camera.
Yeah, I could do the
You had the camera.
I could do the
that
camera.
was so cool.
Ah, thanks.
All the women were over there. Hey.
There's a dog camera. I made a video, for those who don't know, I made a video of Luke holding my GoPro on his back,
Mhm.
and basically got to film everyone that wanted to go up and greet Luke and rub his ears and scratch his neck, and most people didn't even notice the GoPro camera. So if you want to check it out, it's on stellarnights.com/videos. It's up there, or you can do a YouTube search of Stellar Nights, and you'll see it up there too.
So you're gonna do a spring and a fall Stellar Nights?
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, well, I mean, we get used to the Wednesday night run with Night Moves. I mean, Night Moves runs for I forget how many
18.
18 weeks.
Mhm.
Yeah, so we all got in that groove, and then we finished Night Moves. Like, what do we do now? So Stellar Nights will start up. I'm gonna wait till after Peer to Peak though. There's like a 1 or 2 week break in there, because I know a lot of Night Moves are also being Peer to Peak, and hopefully that will be too.
Yeah, are you gonna do it?
I hope so.
Have you done it before?
I've done it 3 times before.
I've
Yeah.
never done it.
No?
It looks too
Ah,
hard
you
for me.
gotta do it. It's a great race.
I know it's a local race. I should.
It's a local race, and I have many fond memories of that race of uh, pain, suffering, and excitement and love. Love of the sport. So feel very we're very lucky to have that race in town, and I hope you guys can also go out and support that race, Peer to Peak, which is run by Jake Clinton, also who runs Night Moves. So, little plug there for you, Jake.
With 25 years now, you've been doing it, right?
Yeah, he's been doing that. He's been doing Night Moves for 25 years. I think Peer to Peak, I'm not sure how old Peer to Peak is. But yeah, he's been doing these kind of events for a long time.
How does he do it?
I don't know.
How do you feel you're going to do it?
I sent him a message. I sent him a couple of emails throughout the Stellar Night season, and the final email I sent out was, thank you for being supportive. But man, your job is hard.
Well, he came out the first one, and he was at the desk, right?
Yeah, he was helping out the registration for the first one, and which is very nice of him to come out and support. And I didn't give him a shirt yet. I gotta give him a shirt. I don't
You
know.
have to have him a shirt.
I don't know. He has to have a shirt. Yeah, I don't know if I'll wear it or not, but hopefully we'll.
Are you going to have him on this program?
Yeah, at some point. Yeah, I mean, we're the point of the program is to talk about endurance and strength, and different people have different meanings for those words. I mean, it can apply to triathlon. We can apply it to running. We can talk about community and community involvement and health promotion and race directing too. As far as the 25-year of Night Moves, I mean, that's an endurance event for him. That's a huge part of endurance of his life and his business qualities and his drive. Just like I see for you and for Leo's running a race in and for your athletic endeavors.
I've always felt we have to be passionate about what we do.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be. You have to go out there and put your best foot forward, or you don't do it.
Right. Yeah, that's a great way to roll.
Yeah, just show up, I say.
Just show up. Yeah.
And you have, how many races have you done this year?
For Stellar Nights? For
other
my actual
races.
competing.
Yeah.
I've actually only done one. I did Oceanside half Ironman distance race end of March, which was great. It was a great race. It was a beautiful day. It was the warmest water they had in like 5 months.
Oh, how
was
warm?
that one morning? I think it was 64.
That's pretty good.
63. It was perfect.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and it hasn't been that warm since. So for some reason, that one day, kind of all the stars aligned, or the sun was in the right spot, or the heat patterns and heat waves were all in the right place. Lucked out for a great race day. And it was the same day as the UCSB Sprint Triathlon that we had here. It was March 31st. So it was kind of strange to be in Oceanside when I knew all of my clients and my friends were all doing the UCSB Sprint Tri. Here in town.
For Kendra's run.
For Kendra's run, yeah.
An athlete who died, was it a bike wreck?
Yeah, she had a bike accident, unfortunately, on Gibraltar Road, on the same road that I was around today, which definitely is a scary road. It's, there are some sharp turns and very fast downhills, but I believe there was a collision with another actual vehicle. I believe it was an actual vehicle collision, unfortunately. So that race is actually a fundraiser too for the UCSB triathlon team, which is pretty. I think they use that as their final season ender race, or that maybe they have a couple more races after that. But it used to be, they used to have that as like their collegiate championship race was Kendra's race. But I believe they just had a race last weekend too, so that's probably not right. That's not true anymore.
Well, were you on the UCSB triathlon?
I was not. No, I was not.
How come?
I wasn't involved in triathlon until after I finished. Yeah, after I mean, my dad had always been doing triathlon, but I hadn't been involved with triathlon until after I finished UCSB.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was finishing UCSB, I was actually on an outrigger canoe team. I was doing competitive outrigger canoeing, 6-man boats out in the water, which is a beautiful sport, beautiful experience. Got to go race in Kona, Hawaii. Which actually, oddly enough, Kona, Hawaii, the Queen Lulukalani, the Queen K race, that is the kind of big party for our outrigger canoeing sport.
Mhm.
It's the same exact beach, same spot as Ironman Kona.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
same beach, same. So I people ask me about doing Kona all the time. Like, you do Ironman Kona, or Ironman Hawaii, and my response is I kind of already had this whole chapter of life finalized with Kona once before.
Mhm.
That was kind of like the peak of my outrigger canoeing experience, and so to kind of go back and to kind of overwrite that in my own head, it doesn't really appeal to me. I kind of want to go to places and. That's why I'm going to Ironman France with some people, and we're even talking about doing Ironman Cozumel in November of 2014.
Wow.
So,
So the question I have about paddlers,
mhm,
do they party as hard as I think they do?
yes.
Okay.
Harder, probably.
I always saw that myself. Well, they got the shoulders to lift up that beer.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
No, they know how to party. Uh,
You
yeah.
could tell some stories, couldn't you?
I can tell a couple of stories. Yeah, I can tell a couple of stories, but I don't think I can on the air.
Okay. So what's the name of your show? Tell me the name of the
So,
show again.
name of the show is Endurance and Strength.
Okay.
Endurance and strength for our community, and for our athletes out there, and for non-athletes. I've always tried to live a life of quality inspiration to people. I always try and do what I want people to see, to be inspired by. Like I want them to feel inspired by stuff that I want to do. Um, like so, and actually, that's a perfect little segue here because I mean, Leo Schumaker is my first guest here on the show. Hey, and I was inspired by being on Leo's Run Racing for those 3 times. I was very happy to be on the show, and I saw how you kind of approach the community, and quite proud and excited for you. And that's kind of why I wanted to have you on here first guest. So thank you for inspiring me for that. Um, uh, the opportunity to kind of talk about things that I've done, wouldn't exist without you. So I really appreciate that, and I know that there are plenty of other athletes and coaches out there that are also appreciate what you've done for the community. So
I learned a lot.
Yeah,
That's what's so exciting because there's so much out there, and I didn't know about bikes, about swimming, and when you brought the coaches at one time, the 3 coaches, wonderful.
Yeah,
that you guys were great.
Cool.
Now you're with the Tri Club now, right?
Uh-huh.
So what do you talk about when you go on in front of the board? I mean, in front of the meetings. You were talking.
We did have a meeting the other day for it was a coaches panel. It was a panel of the coaches that were involved with the Tri Club, and we basically answered questions for our audience, for our club members, and for those that were also interested in just knowing about the club and coming out. We were given the questions ahead of time, and so we kind of had a way to reserve questions we wanted to talk about, and what our strengths, utilize our strengths in education and stuff to discuss topics. So the questions range everything from swim technique to nutrition to equipment, triathlon equipment, and then it's kind of funny because one of the questions was, do I really need a coach? That was one of the questions that we had to answer, and it was like, and that's one said, says so and so wants to know, do I really need a coach for a triathlon? And it was a funny moment just internally for me, just because it's like you're asking a bunch of coaches if they need a coach. It's like kind of a strange thing to ask, and still the answer is quite simple though. I mean, the answer is like no, don't need a coach for triathlon or for any sports that you want to do. I mean, people have been doing sports for years and years and years just for the fun of it, and without the pressure of a coach, or not having that competitive edge, and or wanting to utilize a coach's resources. But surely we're available, as triathlon coaches, as myself and some other people that are in the club. We're available to help those out that want to have our expertise and our voice in the sport. I'm fortunate enough where I can, eat, sleep, breathe triathlon, and that's part of my job as kind of like a professional athlete in some ways. It's what I get to do day in, day out. So my opportunity to learn and to grow is condensed and available for others to utilize, so that they can also learn in the sport and progress.
Is it a hard sport to learn?
If you have a good background, or if you know how to swim, you know how to ride a bike, you know how to move your legs, then yeah, I think it's pretty easy to get into. Not everyone has the education on how to get started right away, or how to where do they go swim. It's a common question, like, where do I go swim?